So today I'm looking at Stargate Finance, which is a bridging service that also has an additional feature where you can swap coins across chains as well. I'm looking at the main page here, and the TVL is actually really nice. It's 400 million, which does show me that it seems like a pretty healthy protocol. There's a lot of investor confidence in it, so that's always something that's nice to see. I personally haven't used this yet. I usually use like multi-chain or something like that. I only recently stumbled upon this, so I decided to take a look real quick. But it's very possible that I might start using this in the future. So the first service that they offer is, of course, their main service, which is the swap transfer feature. So here's where all the bridging and swapping occurs. So I can say move USDC on Phantom to Matic, or if I want, I can say instead of USDC, I want USDT. I can do that as well. Now the options are mostly stable coins, so some random coin that you might want, like a meme coin or something like that, you probably can't swap here. But generally speaking, if you do have a coin that you're interested in and you see that's optional, that's able to be swapped here, then you can go ahead and do so. The idea is that you're trying to save time. I think that's kind of the point of this protocol, is to save time. Because usually what happens is after you bridge a token from one chain to the other, then you might have to go into a DEX to swap out as well, which might take a little bit more effort. So the next thing that they offer is the pool. So the pool here is allows you to add liquidity into the protocol. So for example, you can deposit USDT on Ethereum or USDT on Arbitrum, so on and so forth. And that basically makes you an LP provider, so liquidity provider, and you do get LP tokens as a receipt to show your holdings of these pools. And from there, you're paid out in stablecoin rewards based on their transfer fees. Now I do want to kind of make a note here. So if you're looking at the liquidity here, it's really nice. I really like it. It's really high, but that also means your share of the rewards is probably going to be a lot lower, unless you're like a whale or something that owns a lot of the liquidity. But generally speaking, for like most people, if they're just depositing a little bit, you're probably going to earn just like a little bit of pocket change. So the next is the farming feature here. So looking at these APYs, the idea is you're going to deposit the LP tokens that you received from depositing to the pools earlier, and then you can stake them here for something called STG. So this is a token of the Stargate protocol, and you're paid out in this token based on this APYs listed here. Now with those STG tokens, you can sell them or you can stake them in this tab over here. The staking, so the STG looks to me like it's mostly a governance token. So you can lock your STG tokens for a certain amount of time, and then you receive VE and that kind of shows how much of a voting power you get. So the more STG tokens you lock for a longer amount of time, the higher your voting power is. For me personally, I'm not really into these governance or voting kind of things, so I probably wouldn't participate. But if you're interested, it's definitely something to take a look at. Now we're looking at the protocol overview. I really do like that they put that here. It just makes it easier for all of us. But if you look at like April of 2022, like last year, that's like 4 billion TVL. That's impressive. But obviously it's kind of teetered down over time. But it looks to be a pretty consistent 400 million, and that's still very high. That's a really nice TVL in my opinion. And then you got like the transactions for the day, and then got the volume, and so on and so forth. So like I said, TVL is pretty important, especially with these bridging protocols. If you don't have enough liquidity, then it's really hard for like a lot of people to bridge, and then fewer people will use your protocol. Now with this high of a TVL, I imagine probably a lot of whales might want to use it, just because they can move larger amounts of funds back and forth. But it's definitely something that I might consider as well, even though I'm not a whale or anything like that. Right now, I just use like multi-chain, but in case like say multi-chain's down for maintenance or there's some issues, I can always switch over to this one because this does seem like a pretty solid and reliable one, based on my opinion, of course. So here's just a quick list, a TLDR, you would say, in case you don't want to watch the video, but basically, just invest in it. Never invest more than you can afford to lose. This is still very risky, right? This is DeFi. So just do your own due diligence, do your own research, and be careful out there.